Hey, whoa, that's loud. Hi. Yeah, so I'm Julian Cheal, and I quite like robots. And so we're just going to have a little play and see what kind of crazy things we can do with JavaScript and robotics. So to do that, we're just going to use two libraries. One is Cylon.js, and the other one is Johnny5, which has got such a cool logo. So as everyone knows, that JavaScript is now taking over the world and is going to be run on absolutely everything. And so why not, you have it on servers, you have it on phones, so why not have it on bits of hardware? So let's just have a quick look to see how easy that is. So when you write your first program, you normally do a hello world. So in JavaScript, you'd sort of do console.log, hello world. And then you'd be like, yay, I'm a JavaScript developer. And so with hardware, the equivalent of Hello World is the Blink app. So this is Cylon. As you can see, it's only 17 lines of code. And so we start off creating an adapter to an Arduino using the Fermata protocol. And Fermata is a really interesting protocol. It's based on MIDI, which, if any of you were born in the 80s, will probably know what MIDI is. And it basically turns every pin on the device into an API, so you can turn them on and off, which is really cool, because then we can script it with code. So we create a connection to an Arduino. We set an LED to be on pin 13, and then every second we toggle it on and off. So if I just come over here, plug this in. Oh, there's on the screen. Great. So I just, oops, don't add more code. I'll just run the code for this. So what I'm doing quickly is just making sure it's all plugged in. It's plugged in somewhere, but it's not appearing on here. No. OK, let's just try it anyway. Node, AL drive, ID. No, it's not connected. Demo's died already. Let's start that again. Right. So it's getting power. What's going on? Let's follow the cables. Whoa. Right, let's just move this. Right. So that goes into there, which goes into that one, which goes... You can't, oh, there we go, it's come up, right. So I've just got a command line app that tells me the device ID, because unfortunately, when I'm using the USB hub and changing between demos, they keep changing ID. So I've just set that there. So if I now run this code, yay, that's now blinking, there we go, yay. Hello world of robots. Wow, that was complicated. So you think, OK, 17 lines of code, I can turn an LED on. What use is that? But you'll notice there's so many exit signs, and old mobile phones used to have a blinking light. So we basically can now write 90% of all hardware jobs that you'll ever need. So we can turn an LED off. So yes, excellent. Right. So let's quit that. So for some reason that the LED stays turned on afterwards. So we can turn on one LED, and that's really cool. Can we just shift back to the code? Oh, that was quick. Right, so now we can turn on one LED. What happens if we turn on 3 LEDs? So same code again. We're going to turn on a red pin, a green pin, and a blue pin, or RGB. So if I just connect up the ground. Can we see that? Yay, right, so if I run this code. So it's exactly the same code. I just, instead of one LED, we're talking to 3 of them. Yay, and we've got RGB values coming from an LED. So now we can color the world and make it all beautiful, which is amazing. Let me just, see the microphone. So we can turn on one LED, we can turn on 3 LEDs and make color. That silly microphone. Right. Can we go back to the code? So that's cool. So that was running on an Arduino. And if you wanted to run it, oh, hang on. It's going to get complicated. So if you wanted to run it on a BeagleBone Black, It's exactly the same code. Let me just move down to there. You just change the adapter to BeagleBone Black, and if you wanted to run it on a Spark core, which I think they've just now renamed themselves to Photon or Electricity or something, so all my code's now wrong. But it's exactly the same code again. You just need to change the device driver. And could I have the camera? I don't know if you can see this. So this is a DigiSpark, tiny little USB kind of Arduino compatible thing, just with a little LED on there. And you think, why would I put an LED on something so small like this? But you imagine if you just had this connected to your computer, you could, if you had a green LED in here as well, you could toggle between green and red depending on whether your CI server is working or broken, which I think is kind of cool. And so they're fun too. Right. So we've turned on, let's undo this. So we've turned on one LED, we turned on multiple LEDs, but wouldn't it be cool if we could turn on like loads of LEDs? So what you'd think, wow, that must be really complicated. But it turns out, all you need to know is how to turn on one LED and how to use an array. And then, Bob's your uncle, ta-da, RGB LED strips. Woo. Let's just leave that there. Simples. How pretty is that? Let's have a look. So leave that. Oh, code, excellent. Right. So what have we done? So we've done Arduinos, DigiSparks. Yes, exciting. Right. So all those demos were running Fermata on the devices, and then I was controlling them from my machine. But obviously, when you're going to deploy all of this in the field, you're not going to deploy a MacBook Pro with an Arduino. That would be really expensive. Actually, it's MacBook Air. That would be really expensive. So that's why you get something like this. Can we see it? Whoa, oops. Which is a Tessel. So I don't know how many of you have ever seen a Tessel. It basically runs JavaScript on the board. They say it runs JavaScript on the board. It actually converts it to Lua, but effectively, it runs JavaScript on the board. So if I just plug this into my machine, oh, no, I should do it over here, shouldn't I? If I just plug this in, can we just go to the screen quickly? So all you need to do, there in my terminal, is just run the Tessel library, and we're just going to run the basic program Blink, which should find the Tessel at the top, connected to Tessel TM. Let's just scroll up. It's converting our JavaScript to Lua, and as you can see, it says it's blinking lots of times. And if we move over here to the camera, yay! So that's actually running JavaScript now to blink these LEDs, which, if I was to unplug this from my laptop and just plug it into the mains somewhere, I've now got an Internet of Things LED that I can deploy all over the world, which I think is pretty cool, because it's all written in JavaScript. So that's great. Yay. Cool. Oh, yeah, that was the other thing. So I haven't wired this up, but, so we've got RGB LED strips, we've got single LEDs. Wouldn't it be cool if you looked like a character from Tron? So this stuff is called EL wire, and you basically put a voltage through it and it lights up. So it's just connected to a battery pack at the moment, but imagine if you had it connected to a switch so it would pulse on and off, say, to some dubstep. That would be pretty cool. And so you and all your friends can now look like Tron. So let's just leave that there, because that's quite pretty. And that's really, really simple. OK, where are we going now? Ah, yes. So it's not just LEDs you can do with this Internet of Things. You can also control real-world devices. So, so many cables. Let's have a look. Where are we? Ah, yes. So, this here is a guitar effects pedal of mine, which I've soldered and wired into the breadboard and connected it to an Arduino, so that when I press the button, it will play party rockers on Spotify. Unfortunately, couldn't get the Wi-Fi working, but so we're not able to enjoy party rockers. But the idea is with that is you just stamp on the pedal, and then music comes, lights turn on, all controlled by JavaScript. And as you can see, it's the same kind of code. We just connect to an Arduino with Fermata. Instead of the LED driver, we're using a button. And when the button's been released, or you can even do it when it's being pressed, so you can actually get 2 commands out of the button, you can just do different things. So I think that's kind of neat. So we can test the code to see if that works. Starting the connection. So it should, hopefully, if I press this. Yay, you can see. So there's, oh, can we go back to the screen? There's a bit of noise on the cable, so it thinks it's been pressed lots of times. And now it's gone and started up Spotify, which is going to crash. Whoops. But yes, if I had internet, we would have been party rocking there. So just imagine it in your minds. Right. So, those are all really, really fun things. Has anyone seen this? You may recognize it from a new Star Wars film. This is the older cousin of the little robot that rolls around. It's called a Sphero. So to use it, you've got to wake it up by shaking it violently. And it should appear in my Bluetooth along with everybody else's phones. There it is. So I'll just pair to this. While that's pairing, there's my library. On the Mac, it's really useless because OS X wants to manage Bluetooth for you, but on Linux, you can automate all of the Bluetooth connections, which is really nice. So that says it's connected. So if I run my Node app, oh, that's good. Let's go to Chrome. So basically, the Sphero has got motors, so it can roll around on the floor, and dogs and cats love chasing it. And it's also got LEDs in it. As you can see, I quite like LEDs. So what I've done here, I've taken a demo from Leah Veru, where you can dynamically change the color on the screen using all of the valid CSS colors, and it should change the color of the Sphero. So if we change it from this nice pink to lime, hopefully, if the demo gods are with us. No. Why no change? Oh, well. It should have changed color. Oh, well. So you can imagine that it's now red. Oh, well, but the code for that is really nice and simple. Where's my Sphero gone? So all I did for that was require Cylon again. This time I'm actually using some WebB framework, so Express and Socket.io. And then basically the web page sends a integer via Socket.io, and then the Cylon grabs that and then sets the color of the Sphero to be that color, which is kind of cool if it works. So don't know why it didn't. There we go. So that was fun. Right. Let's do some audio things now. That's always fun. So let me just plug this in. Has anyone ever played with or seen Leap Motion? I don't know why I was looking up there. It's here. A Leap Motion. It's basically an array of sensors that is meant to add gesture control to your computer. So if we just run the demo app here, is that going to load? Why is that not loading? Let's just unplug that and try again. I wish you were all in the back room with me earlier when all of this worked perfectly. Okay. The Sphero demo, the Leap Motion demo doesn't seem... It's their app. Anyway, it's rubbish. Right. Where's the code's gone? So I was thinking, you can use this. You can swipe between web pages and, do all that kind of thing. And I thought, that's not very exciting. Wouldn't it be more exciting if you could make karaoke with a Leap Motion? So if I find I think I can just run that here. So let's see, Node, Right, so the idea with this is it starts Harder, Faster, Stronger by Daft Punk, and then using my amazing JavaScript skills, I basically loop this array, and on key tap, I will play the audio tracks to do the voiceover. So, ready? I mean, it's not perfect, but imagine having two of them. That would be really cool. For those of you that are shy at karaoke after a conference, you can just wave your hands about. That's kind of fun. And the code for that is just, as you can see, same kind of thing. Create a leap motion, device and connection, some nasty JavaScript, and then on key tap, run the song. The keen-eyed amongst you will notice that I'm actually forking AF play, so I've actually got no way of stopping the music on this demo except for kill or AF play. But, it's not enterprise, so it's fine. Okay, right. This is where it gets exciting-ish, if it all works. Okay. So it's not just lights and LEDs and whatnot that you can turn on. You can also use, I should forget it's over there. PlayStation controllers and Xbox controllers. And for the four others in the world of you that bought an Ouya, you can use a Ouya controller. So if I just pair this to the computer, PlayStation controller connected, excellent. So then come over here, and so over here I have a Parrot AR drone. I don't know if any of you have ever played with one or seen one before. It's basically a oh, there it is. Oh, it's me. It's basically a flying death machine. So hopefully, if this all works, I should be able to connect my Wi-Fi to the drone. So I've got two drones with me. One's Salma, one is Louise. I'm not sure which one this is. If there are any cliffs, keep them away. There, Louise, excellent. So I will connect to that. While I'm doing that, just show you the code. So nice and simple, you create a drone, create a controller for the PlayStation, and then on-button controls do different things. So is that connected? Yes. So if I do node PS3, hopefully, if I press start, it works. So I should, theoretically, be able to fly the drone with a PlayStation controller and try not to kill you. Ah! Sorry, my bad. I can normally fly it longer than that. Yes, exactly. You've got to pay for that. Oh, actually, if you wouldn't mind just undoing the battery, just in case it spontaneously decides to fly. Oh, no, actually, I do. I need it back, don't I? I remember. That's all right. I'll do it. It's fine. Great. So, if you thought that wasn't dangerous enough, you think, okay, I've got a. Where's the? Let's close that. You think if that's not dangerous enough, you control it with a PlayStation controller, which is really fun, and it's really intuitive. Being of the Xbox generation, we're great with that sort of thing. I thought, wouldn't it be cool to use a PlayStation 2 dance mat? So if I follow the cables and plug this in, and then run the code, And we're still connected to the drone. Is the code going to run? I don't know. So, hopefully, if I press start, magic should happen. Oh, can we go to the screen and have some audio? Because, not that. Because drones like dancing. Can we have the screen with my laptop? Drones like dancing to Gangnam Style. 낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자 밤이 오면 심장이 뜨거워지는 여자 그런 반전 있는 여자 너는 선어해 낮에는 너만큼 따사로운 그런 선어해 커피 식기도 전에 원샷 때리는 선어해 밤이 오면 심장이 터져버리는 선어해 그런 선어해 So that was fun. Don't look at the screen, you're not meant to see that yet. Oh, I need some water, that was really hot. Yeah, so drones really like dubstep as well as Korean dance music. They're not very much of a fan of country and western. You'd think they would be, with all the different maneuvers, but it turns out they don't like it. Okay. By the way, I'm available for kids' parties and whatnot. Just, I might decapitate them with a drone. Okay, so I've been playing with drones, and let me just unplug it, because I really don't trust the random Wi-Fi signals that could randomly control it. I don't trust any of you either. So I've been playing with drones for a little bit, and I thought, that's fun. But what else could we do? And so what I did to the other drone, you can just look at the camera. Oh, look at that. So friends of mine built this little grabber. So Amazon and everybody else is talking about delivery drones. Well, we built one, and so just little rubber, pencil rubber at the end on a servo, and it will open and it will close. And on the drone itself is a little GoBot program connected to a DigiSpark that open and closes the servo. So you can fly the drone around and drop payload, which is a great idea. Until you realize the drone can't take much weight. So you have to use your imagination for this. So if you think now, drones, delivering things, what could that do? What kind of magic could you build? And I got started to thinking about Angry Birds. I was like, that's kind of cool. I wonder if our newfound drone with its dropper capabilities and Angry Birds could, be combined into something like Angry Drones. So for this, you have to imagine that we're using this drone, but unfortunately, it just can't deal with the weight. So with all of that, you can see. Can you see my little piggy? Yes. Let's connect this up. Right. So, let's load the code. Let me just check that we've got USB. Yes, let's go to the codes. What did I call it? Not that one. I name all my files so I can remember them, and then I completely forget what I called them. It's in here somewhere. It will tell me. No. It was just proximity. Oh, it's because I commented at the code earlier. That would be why. Shh. Quick, hacking. Again, the idea was that it was going to play a Spotify track of Angry Birds while we did this, but the internet's not so much working. So the idea is with this, the pigs thought it was an unnecessary advantage of the birds, being dropped by drones. So they too have some cunning plans. If we could just look at the camera, you might be able to see there's a little sonar sensor attached to our smart pig. So if we run this code, if we could just quickly look. So this is using Johnny 5, and hopefully, if it's all wired up correctly, it should crash. No. Oh, it's not working. Oh, basically, the idea is that as the bird flies closer, when it gets within less than 10 centimeters, the pig will shout out, if we can have some volume.
Oh my God, you heard me.
Did that work?
Oh my God, you heard me.
So that's what it should have done, but there we go. So Amazon, eat your heart out. I've patented all this stuff. Angry drones, it's a thing. Crazy. Yes, right. So this is all really, really thirsty work, all of this conference talking and plugging and unplugging drones and whatnot. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I could have some kind of drink while I'm on stage? But, drinking on stage is quite dangerous because there's definitely a fine line between drinking a little and drinking a lot. So, with that in mind, I've built this. If we can see that there. So just while you look at that, I will find the correct codes to run. Is that it? Yes. Right, let's just make sure we got the right port. So what we have on the not on the screen, over on the table, is a breathalyzer. As you do. Sorry, let me just remove all of that. Make sure we connect the right port. Just copy and paste that in there. Excellent, right. So if I just run this code. Excellent. So, this is just a standard breathalyzer that your average police person will have when you've had too many to drink and you're driving, which you should not do. So that isn't a thing. Oop, that's that one. And what it is, it's connected via using server-sent events to this web page with this, hopefully, this little bar. And I haven't been drinking much today, as you can tell. Can we go back to the screen? So if I breathe in this, it shouldn't change if we're actually getting, let's have a look at the console. Are we getting resending events? Should be. So you can see I haven't been drinking. If this is working, if I open up this bottle of random Hungarian alcohol, if this is working, which it doesn't. Can we go look at my screen? No. That should be going up, because this is alcoholic. I don't know. But it's cool. And I thought that what you could kind of do with this is you could like gamify drinking, so you could have a competition with your friends, so like to make sure who drinks the least. Be sensible about it. So it's kind of like Fitbit, but for alcohol. So that's cool, but obviously I haven't got a drink at the moment, so it would be cool to have a drink on the stage. And it's quite lucky that I actually have a machine for that. So, move my hair. Right, this is fiddly. Let's work out what we need to plug in. Okay, so you probably can't quite see over here. I have a Arduino with a set of relays that's connected to a set of pumps. That if I find the cable, just plug this. So I have to do all this in order. So if I plug that in, fingers crossed that will switch on. Yes. Okay, now I plug in the pumps with my American to EU to British safety plug system. Ooh, they started already. That's not right, because I haven't started the code, that's why. I told you I had to do it in order. Right, let's quickly look at the code. Where are we? DrinkyBot, yes. Let me find that, that's up here. Let's run that. So, the way DrinkyBot works is, it's currently running on an Arduino, but it could also be running on a Raspberry Pi, or a BeagleBone, or a Tesla, or all the other things we've seen. And it listens to MQTT messages. And for those who don't know, MQTT is a great kind of publish and subscribe protocol that all the Internet of Stuff and Things uses. And so, what we do, now I can plug this back in, is we can send it a message to say, make us a drink. And if I put the helpfully labeled red wires, there should be another one somewhere. Ah, there, in the drink. If I could have, if there are any volunteers that would like to try robotic shots, got 3 glasses, 3 things. Don't know how well you can see that on the screen over there. And so, if we then go over to my screen, connect to the message broker. So hopefully, if I publish a message, yay! Don't know if you can hear that, if we can look over here. Whoa! It should start pumping alcohols. Yay! I don't know how well you can see this. So the pumps I'm using here are called peristaltic pumps. You use them in things like dishwashers, in blood transfusion machines, and so you can actually send an exact amount of alcohol. And this is all internet connected, and it's obviously just higgledy-piggledy on the table, but you could imagine you could 3D print this and have it all nicely with some LEDs. And you might think, whoa, you crazy person, doing it. Why would you do this? Turns out people have, and they're selling them for thousands of pounds on Kickstarter. This could be yours for a mere £30. So if we wait for that to finish, thank you. So it hasn't done much because it runs quite slow, but if I could have a volunteer from the audience, film that. Would you like to try? Yeah! Yay! So that's basically all my demos. I've just got a couple of other bits of pieces that I haven't shown you. So I bought this expensive cable, which is a DMX cable, which is meant to control these disco lights. But unfortunately, I don't know whether it was my cable or Node DMX itself. It doesn't work, but we can still just turn them on. So the idea would be that you'd be able to control disco lights and smoke machines and all those other fun things, all via Node.js, which is obviously super fun times. And you might also be thinking, what other kind of fun bits of hardware, there's a thing missing, could I build? And somewhere on this table is a temperature and humidity sensor. And there's this, which is a moisture sensor. So as we've seen, we can control water. We can now measure temperature and humidity. We can also measure whether your soil's damp or not. And you could build an automated plant growing system for your home, to grow those legal tomatoes that all of your friends like to have, all through the Internet of Stuff. So on that slightly dubious note, I guess that's me, so thank you very much.